welcome. So today I thought I would film my go-to makeup. Is this right here that's on my face. And I did blow dry my hair, which I did not show today, but probably will. So yeah, just keep on watching if you'd like to see what I do and the products that I typically use, but I do switch them up as I mentioned later on. So I'll probably have a couple more videos coming at you. So yeah, continue watching if you'd like to see what I did on my face today. So I'm gonna just jump right in. I usually start with the Smashbox primerizer because I have really dry skin. I can't like rant and rave about this product, but I do feel like it at least helps a little bit. Whereas like most other primers to me like pill up because my skin does get so dry, especially under makeup. So I don't know, it works. And then my favorite base is the Bare Minerals tinted moisturizer. It's like the only thing that like makes my skin actually look like juicy. Hi, Riley. Instead, like, because most foundations will like, I don't know, they'll start to get like patchy for me once I start getting dry. So really like this one. It's definitely not full coverage. I'd say it's light to medium. It's definitely like buildable. I feel like it at least covers a decent amount for me because I have so much like hyperpigmentation and like post acne marks. I definitely have to go in though with concealer and like fix it all up. Like as you can see, I just use my hands because it's, I don't know, it's just a very like creamy formula, so it's nice. But most of the time, like for an actual foundation, I will use a brush. That's my favorite method. But this one thing, I definitely feel like hands can be best. And then my all-time favorite concealer, Nars Radiant. As of right now, because I have a lot of larger marks going on, I feel like the Tarte Shape Tape might be best just on the really red or brown spots. And it's also a little bit more matte, so I noticed it won't like, it'll almost help like dry them up a tiny bit rather than like bring attention to them. But my only thing is this is not my perfect shade. I either have like my really fair or my really tan. I need more like in between shades of things. But like all of this is not necessary. You can definitely have more of your skin showing through, but I don't know, I like a really even looking base. So once I blend it all out, it typically like subsides a bit, like it doesn't look as covered. But yeah, definitely way too light, but once I go in with bronzer and everything, it'll really lighten up. And I am using a beauty blender for this. I have a love-hate relationship with them. Sometimes I use them like non-stop, and then I'll go like a while without them. I definitely, right lately, have been switching between the beauty blender and the Morphe M335 small blending brush because it's literally perfect for concealer. But because the Shape Tape's heavier, I like to like take a lot of the product off with this, whereas like with the Nars concealer, I feel like the brush is best because it is a little lighter covered, so you don't want to take as much product off. But yeah, I know I look crazy right now. It's like so pale, and like a lot of them are still coming through because those are like newer. But once I go over everything with powder and all that fun stuff, it'll look a lot better. So because the Nars one is way more my shade, I'm gonna like go over again and hope that that helps. My forehead is not happy with me. Lord knows why. I know what you're thinking. I go in with a very light base and then practically bathe in concealer. I know. I think the same thing. I just have not found a full coverage foundation that I really, really like. I have gone through, what's the Hourglass foundation that's like stick foundation that's like super full coverage. It's a nice one, but I've never found my perfect shade. And I noticed it's a tiny bit drying for me. So I don't know, I'm still looking. I do have a few that I want to order, but now that I'm all pasty and concealed. And then, oh my God, I almost forgot under my eyes. That would be scary. I'm indeed getting ready to go out. Nothing fancy, but I like to at least feel a little put together. And I do prefer the brush for under the eyes because I definitely don't want any product getting taken away. And I do not like Shape Tape under my eyes. Oh my goodness. To me, at least for me, like I have a lot of like lines under my eyes. So for me, like the Shape Tape just draws so much attention to them. Whereas something a little like creamier and not quite as matte, like the Nars one, sits a lot better. But I still don't go crazy with powder because I will end up looking like I'm, if you know what that means, just super dry is what I meant. And then this, I'm so sad. The Becca Hydra Mist Satin Refresh Powder. It is a saving grace because it is not, like it's not at all drying as a powder. Like I still don't go overboard, but it's so moisturizing as a powder. Like it literally feels like cool to your skin. But if you know, Becca went out of business and Smashbox bought a lot of their products, but as far as I've seen, they have not taken over this product. So I did pick up the e.l.f. loose setting powder in the shade Light, and I've been testing it out, and it is definitely not as hydrating, but it is a nice powder, so that might be what I switch to when I run out of this. So I really only set under my eyes, maybe a little bit in between, a little bit on my eyelids. And for now, that's it. I may go back in, but I do have a foundation powder from L'Oreal that I will use as kind of like a setting powder. And that really is what I use around this area of my face where a lot of my discoloration shows through. But that's at the end. So next step is bronzer, and I switch between like a million different bronzers. This is one of my favorites. I spoiled myself and bought it because it's a bougie product. I don't think it's necessary. I've found other cream bronzers that are actually just as good, but the shade on this is actually really nice for when I'm paler in the winter because it's a lighter tan and it's also a little cooler toned. Whereas like I really like the ColourPop, not ColourPop, oh my God. Glossier bronzer, the liquid one, but that is really warm toned, so that's definitely like, it's nice, but that's more so when I'm doing like full makeup, or even like when I just want to feel super bronze. But this is like a little bit more of a natural one. And I don't know, I guess because I'm doing it with the brush, I feel like it goes on a little better. The, if you hear Riley crying, the Glossier one is very liquidy and it dries really fast. So as much as I love it, it's a little bit harder to work with. Whereas this, like, I can just casually blend in and keep going. So I just do like a little bit under the chin. I don't like to do like the hardcore like contouring of the jaw or anything, because I just don't think it looks natural. Like, I have a little double chin that shows when I laugh, and it is what it is. And then I got my 5 head, as they have said when I was growing up, that I've come to love, because my grandmother always said that it meant a big brain, and even though I knew she was lying, it always made me feel good. So in her honor, I'll appreciate the 5 head. As you can see, it's really buildable. Like, it doesn't, because of the ring light, it's kind of blurring it out a little bit, but it's a very subtle bronze. It is not like an obnoxious, super bronzy look. But I don't know, I like it as a base bronze. I'm not even counting how many products I'm using, because it's probably way too much. And then this is the Glossier Seamless Cheek Color, the Cloud Paint. And I have not tried a lot of liquid. Actually, no, I have tried a few, like liquid and cream blushes. None of them, I would say, were awesome to me. I don't really like the ones that are like on a stick, because I felt like they got dirty really easy. So I like that with this one, it's a little bit more liquid when you put it on. And I know, like, absolutely insane right now, I promise you it blends out. And I went for this more like fuchsia color right now because it is evening. So I want to have a really nice dark. Whereas during the day, I feel like I typically go for it slightly more like peach or pink. But if I could only choose like one product, I feel like aside from concealing, like, blush is my favorite thing in the world. Like, and I know that the whole trend is to like just do up here and, you know, make your face look all pulled back, but I don't know, like, I love it on your cheeks. And even though I have like big cheeks, like, I feel like it just makes you look so like fresh and young, and like you just were in the sun all day. And like, I don't know, that's just how I always want to look. I don't care if it like doesn't frame your face right, but it stands out so much more in the camera. Like, I promise in my mirror, it looks so much more natural. So it'll calm down. No worries. And then I know I'm crazy, I will go in with another bronzer. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil, bit of a throwback. I've had this literally forever. I don't even remember when I bought it. It does last a very long time, but it's a very nice bronzer. I feel like I have the medium deep, but it's not like super dark. It's very similar in color to the Chanel one, which is why I like it over top of that, because it's not taking away from it. Yeah, this light is so bright. I feel like there we go. It's a little better. You can kind of see the bronze a little better. And it's very weird doing your makeup in a ring light in a mirror. I appreciate the YouTubers I watch a lot more right now. after doing it. And then trying to think of what, typically I finish my face and then worry about my eyes. So I'm gonna do what I normally do. I have the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder Foundation. And I wouldn't say there's anything necessarily special about it. I just tend, if I'm at the drugstore, I tend to go towards L'Oreal products. I just have always really liked them, and I feel like they're very consistent. And so being that like some of these acne, like fresher acne marks don't really go away with liquid to cream products, I like a powder product over top. Because to me, it just really, really helps. Keeps it covered. And I also don't have my proper shade in this either. I actually went to the drugstore the other day and was looking, but they were cleared out. I could not believe it. They had like 3 shades, so I need something in between these two. That would be perfect. So once I find that, I shall let you know. But for now, I just kind of dab at both, and it does help. And I will set it a little bit around my lips, because if I eat and all that good stuff, it'll... There we go. All right. So now that I have that as concealed as I want, we'll leave it at that. And then what I do next is typically set my face. Because I don't like to do it with any eye stuff on. Like, it just feels weird to me. So I feel like for probably 2 to 3 years, this is like my 3rd bottle, the Pixie Glow Mist. And it is like the most glowy, hydrating face mist I've ever found. If you have oily skin or you don't like to look like you are literally glowing, you would hate this. But I don't mind that. I don't mind looking sweaty. And it just makes my skin feel so good. Like, I just don't care what it looks like, really. But yeah, this has probably been my go-to for a while. So I do a nice little layer. You'll see it leaves the skin a little wet, but it does dry down a bit more. And then what I was going to say is the new one that I've been trying is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, and I actually really liked it. It's definitely not as hydrating as this, but it goes on like a dream, and my makeup stayed great, and I wasn't like extra dry or anything. So I have to say this is probably going to be more so my go-to when I want my makeup to like really last. Whereas like tonight, it's not going to be on long. Dropping stuff. It's not going to be on long, so I don't need like a lot of setting. I really just want to feel comfortable. So I have that on, and then I will curl my eyelashes. I never curled my eyelashes. I felt like it was unnecessary. And then now this like past year and a half, I'd say, I started doing it. And I don't know, I really like it. Especially on no makeup days. I like it even more because it just gives them a little... I'm really tempted to try getting a lash lift because I think I would love it. I'm not a huge mascara person. I only put it on if I'm doing a full face. So I don't know, I would love to try that out. Riley is sniffing me as I do this. She is inspecting. Don't let her cute face fool you. She's the boss. She's practically my manager. Anyone else self-conscious of their mascara face? I'll catch myself sometimes and I'm like full on like mouth gaping. I don't know why it helps you do your eye makeup, but hey, whatever works, whatever works. Okay. And I always get it on my eyelid, but I don't fret about that. I just go back in with a Q-tip later when it's dried. So I'm not going crazy with it. Normally I would probably do a couple more coats, but right now this feels right. I'm just gonna go and do the same thing. This, oh, I forgot to mention, this is the L'Oreal Telescopic. I tend to reach for lengthening mascaras. They've always been my favorite. Maybe a little bit of volume in there, but length is definitely my favorite lash feature, so I like this one. The only annoying part of it, I'd say, is it's a little hard to go in and fix your lashes with it. Like, it doesn't have like a proper end to do that. And then it's also really hard to get back in the bottle. Like, it bends because I don't know. It's just a very tiny wand, so it's really flimsy. So that was my only thing, is I've like almost broken it like a million times, and I'm kind of near the end of this one. And then brows, I don't go crazy with brows. Most of the time I just use a clear brow gel. But right now they're in like a slightly like grown out phase. Like, they need to be just a tiny bit cleaned up. So I'm kind of just gonna embrace the messiness of them and do the Gimme Brow, because I like that it adds a little bit of like hair fibers to the little ones that are already showing. So I go in, and this is shade 3. I have tried other tinted brow products, and I have to say this is the best one. I really like it. But I do the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel for the clear. That's such a good one. It's always like these hairs at the arch of my brow that give me a little trouble. Like, but see the difference? It just, I don't know, to me, looks so nice. Sometimes a bit too much product comes off, but it does fill the brows in very nicely. Because this is, everyone I see like on Twitter and like YouTube will always complain of like their good brow and their bad brow, and I really relate with that. This is my good brow. This is my naughty brow. It always likes to do funky things. It never grows in evenly. So it needs a little extra love, but for the most part, they're cousins up there. And then something about filming your makeup makes you forget like every step that you normally do. I don't know what that is, but we'll roll with it. So I did put like a lot of lip balm on because, you know, they're dry. So I like to take some of that off and do my lip liner. This is the Sonia Kashuk Natural Lip Crayon. I know that they were always in Target, but lately I have not seen this, so I don't know if my Target is just out of it, but I need to find it again because it's probably my favorite color as far as lip crayons go, or lip liners, should I say. It's very natural. It's kind of like my lip color, but slightly darker. And I don't overline. I'm really bad at it. And I think it's really hard when you have lip shape like that. I don't know the term. Cupid's, no. Is it Cupid's bow? I can't remember. All right. I rub it in a little bit because I don't like the harsh lines. And then what I've been loving lately is just the Glossier Clear Lip Gloss. I have a couple go-tos, but I'm going to save them. I just want to do clear. I am going to be under a mask, so they won't really be seen. So I like to do that. And this is the overall base and my little mascara and brow gel, clear lip gloss. I'd say this is kind of my go-to. My go-to makeup. But I do switch it up. I don't always use the same products. So I definitely have a couple more videos. I feel like I need to film for like my different ways of doing this similar look. All that's left to do is my hair. It's still wet, so I'm gonna blow dry that and be back. And I'm back. I just used the Revlon blow dryer brush. I find it so easy. It takes me 5 to 10 minutes max, I'd say. And I just kind of like partition it off in sections and go from there. But yeah, I like a very easy, simple blowout. And if I'm feeling extra fancy, I'll add a little curl to it, but I don't feel a little fancy. It's not, I don't know, not my favorite thing to curl my hair. I like the way it looks, but it's just a lot to me. So as of right now, with my hair this length, this is just my go-to. I feel like it looks nice. So yeah, this is my makeup, my hair, and this would be what I do on the average circumstances that I'm actually putting makeup on and doing my hair, which is not often, but I'll probably try to look a little nice for you guys. So let me know what you thought of the video. If you have any questions on the products I use, I love to talk about makeup. And make sure you like it with that little thumbs up emoji thingy, because I know I always forget to do that on videos and then I feel really bad later, so I'm guilting you right now. But yeah, all right, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a really good night. Bye.